So my freshman year, I started off on the Freshman Leadership Council. And so the Freshman Leadership Council is basically an organization comprised of 20 freshmen, and it's a branch under student government. So it's basically set up as a stepping stone into student government and all the organizations on campus. So we're working with them on projects, and as a freshman, you are working on these projects. So you get partnered up. So you get a lot of experience through that, and you also get to know all the people, and you become a family altogether. So for me, being on that, it was nice to like immediately come in, especially as a commuter student. It's hard to make friends. So it was nice to have that family aspect, and as well doing something that I love, which is student government. And then following that, my sophomore year, I was the leadership development coordinator for FLC, the Freshman Leadership Council. So in that role, I was advising these students and mentoring them. And, I was bringing in guest speakers and working with them one on one. And it was really rewarding to see how much they grew throughout the year. And, they came in as like these naive freshmen, and then they just made friends with each other and just worked together so well. And now seeing them as sophomores and me being a junior and seeing where they've gone after that. And, a lot of them some of them didn't stay in student government. They left to other places, but that's why we want that. We want to have students know what are all the possibilities on campus. So some of our guest speakers included members of AGLO who came in to speak to them right before recruitment was going on. So they really get a feel of everything that's on campus and as well working on these projects one-on-one. So as vice president, I would be in charge of the Freshman Leadership Council, and that's what kind of drove me to go for that position. So one thing that I find with student government, and this is more because I'm in Greek life, and I feel that student government, the word isn't out enough about what is done. And I want to bring more awareness to different parts of campus. Specifically for me would be Greek life. And I want people to know exactly what we're doing and how much student government does do on campus. And as well as make it more inclusive, because a lot of my friends, they're like, wow, like you're so great, like involved, you're doing so much, and like you're junior or senior and you're still so involved. I wish I could do that, but I didn't start my freshman, sophomore year. So now what's the point? So I want to make it so that we are grabbing these people, freshman and sophomore year, so that they continue through it and then they don't have that regret once they're older. And so definitely just to include more people and make it a lot more welcoming and having the diversity within student government. So definitely I would want to bring more awareness into Greek life, but also try to bring more Greek students into student government. So both perspectives are, corresponding. It wouldn't make sense for me to go into Greek life and be like, here's what we're doing, because maybe they don't care that much. But if I'm bringing some students in there and they're actually having the experience and the passion for it, then they can go back and talk about it with their friends. And really just in general, like I was saying before, is just including everyone. That's one of my biggest missions in life. Like I'm always including everyone, and I have friends in all different areas, and I like to bring people together so that everyone has the experience to meet a different person. I think that's what life is all about, is trying new things. And every time I do meet an international student or someone who's a commuter student, I'm like, wow, they bring something else to the table that I just learned about, and now I have that knowledge as well. So yes, there is someone else running for vice president, and I think the main factor of what separates our ticket from their ticket is just the amount of involvement we all bring to the table. Not only am I in Greek life, but I also have the business school, and I'm very actively involved. I'm a business TA, so I've gotten to know a lot of business students one on one, as well as incoming freshmen, because as a TA, that's who I'm working with, are these freshmen. And then I also do have a student government experience, and then Rafa, who's running for treasurer, he brings in a lot of the commuter students and, FEC. So that's a big side of campus. And then Evan knows a lot of people within student government, as he's been there for the past 3 years. So I really think the main thing that separates us is having just a diversity amongst us with the different organizations. And, that's our main goal, is bringing everyone together, because we are the University of Miami. It's not this organization. We come together, and that's what we want to serve in, as student government ticket. So for me specifically, last semester I was fortunate enough to study abroad in Rome, And so with that, I came a lot of passion, with studying abroad. It was an incredible experience, and I love to talk about it and share my experience and encourage people to do it if they can. But one thing, having that student government side, you always see like, oh, how can I improve this? And while I was there were a lot of things I saw that could be improved upon, like, and just offering additional benefits. So specifically for my program, I would want to see maybe some food vouchers given out, or some trips included with the program, or printing dollars. So those are little things that I talk about with my friends who I studied abroad with. And another thing I also want to do with this whole study abroad subject is I would love to see a U Barcelona program, because now we have, in Europe, we have U Prague and U Rome. So if we could add Barcelona, that would be incredible, because I know a lot of students do want to go to Barcelona, and it would just be so much easier if they can go directly with the university instead of having to go, through another program. Another initiative that I really have enjoyed that we've been talking about is increasing the study space during finals week. So one of the biggest complaints is the library is packed. So what we want to do is, maximize the space that we have, because we have so many open classrooms. And I think the other issue is that students don't know where to go other than the library. So we want to have like a set list of like dates, times, locations come out every time before finals, so that if I go to the library and it's packed, I'm like, okay, let me pull this up and see, like, okay, so Ash Building, I can go in there and this room is available, something like that. So to come out before finals, and students just have a peace of mind in that sense.